Rain hammered the rusted plains of Kesserfor like the world itself was weeping. A starving farmer, one man clinging to hope in a dead colony, swung his shovel into the mud and hit something soft. Not metal, not stone. Flesh. When Ethan brushed away the dirt, a small trembling hand reached back. And beneath the mud, a girl. An alien child with silver veins glowing faintly under her skin. Alive, terrified, and buried by her own family. That moment would change everything. For her, for him, and maybe for all of humanity. If that opening gave you chills, stick around. This story isn't just about aliens or survival, it's about the stubborn, reckless heart of what makes us human. Before we dive deeper, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss more cinematic, emotional HFY stories like this one. All right, let's dig in. Rain lashed against the cracked windows of a dying planet. Kesserfor, once called the jewel of the colonies, was now nothing but wind, rust, and regret. Ethan Cole trudged through ankle-deep mud, his breath fogging inside a cracked oxygen mask. Hunger gnawed at him, the kind that dulls thought and burns pride. He'd been scavenging for hours, turning over scraps from the ruins of abandoned farms, whispering to himself, "One more circuit board, one more day alive." But that day, his shovel struck something soft. The sound wasn't right. Too heavy, too human. He froze. Slowly, he brushed the mud aside until pale green fingers appeared, small and trembling. His pulse spiked. A corpse? No. It moved. A faint twitch. Ethan's heart thudded like thunder. Hold on, he muttered, dropping to his knees, digging with desperate hands. The mud came away in clumps until a girl's face emerged, smooth, alien, beautiful. Silver veins shimmered under her translucent skin. She wasn't dead. She was buried alive. He tore off his coat, wrapped it around her, whispering, "You're not dying here, not today." In that storm-soaked ruin of a world, one human, broken and hungry, chose to save a stranger no one else would. By nightfall, the storm had died, but Ethan's heart hadn't stopped racing. Inside his crumbling farmhouse, the rescued girl lay wrapped in blankets beside the weak hum of a plasma stove. The soft orange glow flickered over her face, revealing bruises, scratches, and traces of dried blood. She looked fragile, otherworldly, like something the universe itself had forgotten. Ethan spooned a few drops of nutrient water between her cracked lips. For a moment, nothing. Then, her chest shuddered. Her eyelids fluttered open, and two golden eyes met his. They glowed faintly, warm yet frightened. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Where am I?" "You're safe," Ethan said gently. "I found you buried outside Sector 9. Who did this to you?" The girl hesitated. Her eyes glistened. "My name is Kayla," she said softly. "My brothers and sisters. They tried to kill me." Ethan froze. His mind stumbled over the words. "Your own family?" Kayla nodded, tears sliding down her green-tinted cheeks. "Because I am different." He didn't know what she meant. Not yet. But something inside him twisted. A feeling older than fear, older than hunger. He saw himself in her, cast out, unwanted, fighting to breathe in a world that didn't care. Morning crept slowly over the plains of Kesserfor, gray light spilling through shattered windows. Ethan sat by the fire, watching the alien girl stir beneath his blanket. Her breathing was steadier now, her golden eyes alert but heavy with sorrow. "You're safe here," he murmured, "but you've got to tell me, why would your own family bury you alive?" Kayla stared into the flames, voice trembling. "My people are called the Lori then. We came here generations ago, long before humans. My family, they are nobles. They say I was born wrong." Ethan frowned. "Wrong how?" "During the radiation storms my mother carried me. The light changed my blood. I feel things, heat, fear, even pain that isn't mine. Her hands trembled as faint light shimmered between her fingers. They called it corruption. I call it a curse. Ethan shook his head. Doesn't sound like a curse to me. Sounds like something special. Kayla looked up, startled. They said I was unclean, a danger. He met her gaze with quiet defiance. People fear what they don't understand. And in that dim farmhouse, two outcasts from different worlds shared a silence heavy with unspoken truth. Both had been abandoned. Both had survived anyway. Days passed, quiet but tense. Kayla regained her strength, moving softly around the farmhouse, helping Ethan patch his old generators. When her fingers brushed a broken circuit, pale light flowed from her veins, making dead wires hum again. For the first time in years, Ethan's home felt alive. But peace on Kesserfor never lasted long. On the fifth day, a shadow moved across the field. A patrol drone, bearing the crest of House Laurie then. Ethan's gut twisted. Kayla's face turned white. They found me, she whispered. Ethan, you have to let me go. They'll kill you if you don't. He stood, jaw tight. Not happening. Moments later, two armored riders emerged from the storm, their silver suits gleaming, their eyes glowing gold, just like hers. One dismounted, voice cold and sharp. Return the defect, human. She is property of noble blood. Ethan stepped forward, fists clenched. She's not property. She's a person. You buried her alive. The alien tilted his head. It was mercy. Ethan's voice cracked with rage. You call that mercy? The warrior raised his blade. Stand aside or die with her. And as lightning split the sky, Ethan lifted his old plasma rifle and whispered, Guess I'm dying then. The air erupted in light and thunder. Plasma bolts tore through the rain as Ethan ducked behind the fence, firing back with desperate precision. One alien went down, armor smoking, but the other advanced fast, blade humming blue. A flash of energy sliced across Ethan's shoulder, dropping him to the mud. Kayla screamed. Power rippled through her skin, a golden storm of emotion and pain. The alien raised his sword for the final blow, then the air exploded. A wave of shimmering light burst from her body, hurling the warrior backward. His armor melted. The screams faded into silence. Ethan staggered to his feet, clutching his bleeding arm. You did that? Tears streamed down her cheeks. I didn't mean to. I just couldn't lose you too. He smiled weakly through the pain. Remind me never to make you angry. Later, as smoke drifted over the wet fields, Ethan buried the fallen warriors beneath a lone tree. Kayla stood beside him, shaking. You shouldn't have done this. Now they'll hunt you. Ethan looked at her, eyes soft. Then we'll run together. I've been running from life long enough. Maybe it's time to fight for something worth it. Kayla smiled faintly. You sound like one of us. He chuckled. Nah, just human.